simulators where everything's kind of like not pre-generated, but I don't know, I'll find the word. But I don't know, what else can I talk about this game? Well, you know what? It's like any other game. We're gonna start small. We're just gonna have like a handful of gnomes, couple supplies. Everything's always the same, so you can't pick what you want to bring and stuff like that. And kind of like Dwarf Fortress, we can't individually control them like chess pieces, but we can influence what they do. The legend. Hey, I'm doing great, man. But thank you for asking. I hope you're doing great too. Glad you popped in and said hey. Hey. Not only do you need it, but you deserve it. You don't have to, but totally appreciated. Just before you go, I just want to tell people, guys, Dirty Demon 666 just joined my chat. Guy's a legend. If ever, well, you know what? I like going to the stream, so I suggest you go. Why? Well, I like it, so you might like it too. You know, not only is like their community is like nice, welcoming, but you know what? They're a bunch of cool guys. They're hilarious, and they're open books. You know, they like to joke around, and they're so easy to talk to. So join or check Dirty Demon 666 on Twitch, and I guarantee you won't be disappointed. Hey, he said it himself. We fuck around and find out. You know what? He's the one that warned you. But Dirty Demon 666, thank you very much. Go relax, you deserve it. You worked hard yesterday, and I'm sure you worked all day. So take it easy, man. So we're just gonna keep talking a little bit about Gnomoria before we start. But you are a legend, man. No, thank you, mate. Later, brother. All right, so we're gonna start small, like Dwarf Fortress. Minimal supplies. We're gonna start foraging. Again, we can't control them. It's not like Rim World, but we can influence what they do. We give them jobs when they're not busy, eating, drinking, healing from their wounds, being lazy and sleeping. Well, they'll do what you ask. So we're gonna be making workshops, beds. But what's kind of cool about it, it's like it's flexible. Like the whole environment can be like terraformed, and you can really design it the way you like. You know, obviously there's like rivers and lakes and stuff like that, but there's ways around that. You know, we're gonna work with the environment, but we're gonna have to, you know, obviously have defenses. This is gonna be a kingdom. We're gonna have an army. Yeah. What else? But honestly, like, you know, if you ever thought about like playing Dwarf Fortress, but you weren't sure, you know, because it is like a big learning curve. This is like a good intro. You know, like it's not as much. It's not so deep as Dwarf Fortress, but it's the same sort of ideas, you know? So it's like a perfect starting point if you kind of like want to start going that way into like the more in-depth colony simulators and stuff like that. Yeah, you know, what I like about it, it's like it's got kind of like it's kind of charming in its own way. It's like pixelated. We're actually playing the new music, but let's check out the older music just for fun. So this is the orchestral. But hey, here, let's listen to the classic. So at the time, you know, it's like a nasty MIDI. And you don't, like, you hear it, your ears are like, what the fuck? Like, you're not sure how to, like, you don't know how to feel about it. But when it's been playing in your ears for like hours and hours, you find your favorites and stuff like that. But just to start off, I kind of like just want a more like chill stream today, so we're gonna just put the new one, the remix. But yeah, if ever you guys love city builders, colony sim games, game's pretty rich. It's not abandoned, but the development's gone. There is still a modding community. It's very small. I don't know how active they are, but if ever you guys have any questions about like installing, or maybe you're not sure like what kind of mods to install, because there's like bug fixes and stuff like that, and I can actually show you what I've done. All right, cool. So we actually already made a game, but I'll just show you how it kind of works out. So you name your kingdom, choose your map size, whatever, and this is kind of what it looks like. And so basically, these are going to be like how big your mountains are. So let's say if you're like, you don't want it's like mountains, hills, and then basically the whole environment, how it is. So like the ground. But what I did was I kind of like put this down because I wanted like big mountains with a valley, like a flat valley. You know, so I kind of went like this. I went like pretty tall mountains and pretty tall hills. Because what that does, and we'll just generate a random seed right now. Here, let's give it a preview. So it just randomly generates, and you can kind of see like, you know, these are probably going to be your mountains, but you can see how it's got more like flat valleys. And what I like about that is that you don't have to terraform as much, because you can kind of just build a straight wall. You're not building like walls on different levels and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And especially at the start of the game, there's going to be a lot of terraforming. Well, you know what? There's going to be terraforming the whole freaking game. So that's kind of how you start off your map. You can select your mods. So I stuck with the Tayson mods. There are new mods, but you know, which added some new stuff, but I kind of like some of the more classic. You'll see a lot more. This will give you the basic bug fixes that you need. This is all you need. Even the new mods that you'll download, they basically use the same basic mod, which is Tayson, and they just build on that. So even though I've got this mod, you know, you can go, I think what I did was, so you have different maps. I just went temperate, which is what we're looking at now. And the rest, I just went vanilla. You know, you can like unlock everything, or you could do like where you have to like discover, or as your kingdom needs like a certain rating for you to like start smelting different metals, like, you know, realistic traders. I find that whatever merchant like comes, I don't know. I don't see why you would travel for just a certain thing, but I don't know. But what we did add was gnome fashion. It just makes them a little different. New haircuts, new clothing. But our military is gonna have armor anyways. So yeah, that's all you need. Tayson. So hopefully I did everything correctly. I picked the right base mod. So we're gonna load it up. So our kingdom is called Snail Shell. Not really sure why I picked that, but I just came up with the idea today. So I think we're good. We got the latest mod created today. Yeah, we are indeed July 6th. So let's check out Snail Shell. I'll show you the map a little bit. So you can kind of see it's so basically whenever you preview, you kind of see like this. So you don't see much like how big the mountains are and the hills, but this is basically what we got so far. What I'm kind of worried about is okay, well, here, let's see what the first level is. So this is gonna be kind of like our valleys. This is like starting from the ground up. This is what we're seeing. So we're just gonna go up like Z levels. Okay, so that's not too bad. But right away, I'm kind of seeing where well, I can kind of see where I already want my what would you say it, like your kingdom or your main living quarters are going to be. So it's probably going to be this huge mountain that I'm going to pick, and what we're going to do is kind of like wall off some of these areas so we're safe. All this stuff, it doesn't matter for now, but what does matter is you know, our gnomes. So let's meet them. So normally you would start off with mining, lumberjacking, farming, you know, people that take care of the pastures, like the ranchers, a doctor, a tinker, you know, like those are your base. I just got rid of all of them because I basically want most of our like, especially at the beginning, there's so much work to do that, you know, do you really want to wait half a day for your guy to wake up? Or maybe somebody gets injured and they're out of the game, and maybe like they were your best miner or something like that. You only get 2, so you only have 1 left. So I just want everybody to do a little bit of everything. We'll specialize later on, but especially for the beginning, I just want everybody to do everything so we can get stuff done fast. And just get ready for what's to come. There's a couple goblins that's gonna attack us once in a while. And the game kind of progressively gets harder and harder. And I think what affects that is going to be I think it's going to be our total worth. So we're probably going to see, like, you know, scouts, like 1 goblin, then eventually it'll be 2, 3, 4, you know, things like that. But as far as our military goes, I'm gonna have everybody in the military. I want everybody to fight. So right now we got 2 squads. In total we have 9 gnomes. And basically I just gave them, you know, it's just everything's just very basic formation. We got 5 basic soldiers. I want them to have increased vision. You know, they have a number of perks, which eventually we will, like, specialize our military also. You can have archers, shield walls. You can have, you know, sword and shield. You can have 2 shields, 2-handed. But right now it's important that we have our eyes open. We keep our eyes open. So this is the perk our boys and girls are gonna have. They'll be there to protect one another. And so one squad is has a formation of 5 soldiers. So our soldiers have the perk of disarm, and what kind of sucks is, like, especially when you get into the swords and stuff, like that's the kind of stuff, like, if they get lucky they can like decapitate your arm, you know. And so we want to avoid that as much as possible. You know, it's always easier to heal up from a bruise than from your arm getting cut off. So we're gonna try to disarm them as much as possible, or as fast as possible. And uniforms, you know, you have like plate mail, leather, wood plate. Chitin is like the exoskeletons of bugs. You know, like you look at an ant. Well, it's chitin. It's chitin is it's kind of like a outer body, its shell. So we're like roaches, you know. So eventually we will encounter some bugs. We'll kill them, and we'll be able to get some chitin and, you know, make some armor out of that. So yeah, like you have plate mail, leather, wood plate, chitin, stuff like that. But I actually created a new one because right now we're just trying to survive. You know, we're just trying to get trying our best to just start building something, you know, anything. And so basically I told them, you know what, whatever you can scavenge, just wear whatever you want, but I want everybody like be alert. And so I decided to they'll all be holding at least a torch. Left hand, they can actually equip, like, worst comes to worst, like a rock. You know, you can kind of see them down there. So that's it. Everybody's gonna be in the military. Everybody's gonna do everything for now. Later on, we're gonna specialize. I think we're gonna be terraforming this to be kind of like our castle-ish thing, underground castle, whatever you want to call it. But first, before we unpause the game, we gotta, like, you know, give a couple orders. So basically you just right click, or you can go down here. You know, some people like to use the you know, maybe you're left-handed, you have a left-handed mouse, you want to use the numpad. Or some people like to use the numbers, but I generally just right click, pick what I want to do, or what orders I want to issue, and go from there. So terraforming. So we're going to need farms. We're going to have to make stockpiles. We're going to need some resources like wood, stone to just start off. A pasture. And hopefully we can get our workshops up and running as fast as possible. So don't be shy to, like, just pause it, because the last thing you want to do is have idle gnomes. And so that's another reason why I gave them, like, general tasks. Like, everybody, not that they do everything, but actually let me show you what the two professions are. So I told you there was like miner, rancher, whatever. So there's just 2 professions. You know, I just, again, thought of it just like that. Our kingdom's snail shell. So we got the snails and the shells. So what's the difference? I was kind of thinking about it. I was, well, basically, so we're gonna have one group that's gonna be taking care of more of the, like, living organisms, you know, whatever's made out of cells, like the trees, the plants, you know, the animals, things like that. And so they have jobs like rancher, agriculture, alchemy. Oops, don't want to mess this around too much. Leather crafting, bone carving. So they do work in workshops too. And this is actually a list of priorities. And so everybody is eventually going to be able to do the same thing, like unless they're not checked. But you know, you can raise these, you can move these up or down. So right now we're gonna need farming. Like farming is the most important thing to set up. Animals are extremely important too, because we're gonna need like the bone and stuff like that, because we're eventually gonna need a tailor shop, and well, that needs a bone needle. So, and they can die. They need to be fed by the ranchers. And so if you're not farming, you're checking out the animals. Oh, sorry, agriculture. I think that's more the harvesting stuff. You could be harvesting, you know, from trees, oranges, apples, you know, or you can be gathering grass, you know, to make hay for the animals. Or you can just go around, pick mushrooms, whatever they like to eat, right? And then from there, they're gonna take care of the animals. Actually, this makes a lot more sense because we only start with 2, right? Male and female. And you don't want to lose either one of them. And then we'll go ahead with farms. Groves. Those are gonna be your orchards. You can also not just have orchards, but like have a just grow normal trees, and then they'll work at the workshop. So that's going to be like your cloth, the cloth stuff, weaving, tailoring, leatherworking, bone carving. So it's all the living organisms kind of stuff. So, and basically the rest are going to be the shells. So they're more into like the non-living natural object stuff, you know, like the shell. So it's like, you know, the stuff that doesn't breathe or reproduce, or you know, they're composed of minerals, but it's more or less inorganic, you know. So it's gonna be like the wood stuff: mining, masonry, stone carving, wood cutting, carpentry, wood carving, all the blacksmith stuff, gem cutting, pottery, glassworking, all the engineering stuff. And everybody's going to be, you know, using the medic caretaking abilities too. Yeah. So, you know, I want to say that I'm a pro at this, but honestly, like, the last time I played was, I don't know. You tell me. Years ago. So it took me, I don't know how long. I don't know, 2 hours or something, just to like kind of, or like an hour or 2. But like, you know, just to like kind of get the map you want and refamiliarize myself with all the professions and kind of figure out what I want to do. Because we could have like just started specializing everybody, you know, but I just want stuff done fast. I don't want to wait around, you know, especially it's like you're waiting on a saw blade so you can make your planks, you know, so you can build you know, your wood cutting bench. But Buddy the mason, you know, he's, oh sorry, like I'm starving, I gotta eat something. Oh, sorry, I gotta drink something. And then, oh man, like I'm so full, I'm gonna go to bed. You know, you're like, oh, Jesus Christ, like, and everybody's idling around, you know. The carpenter, you know, he can't do anything. Like, so what's the carpenter gonna do for the first you know, 10 minutes of the game? Sit around and look at others work? No. So that's why. All right, cool. So we're gonna fell some trees, get them cut down. And again, if ever you guys decide to play this, and if you guys have any questions, you know, for the mod stuff and whatnot, I'd be more than happy to help. So it's gonna be a little slow because it's like, where's the fell tree ability? You know. You know, you're not too sure. It's like, oh, is the farm too big? You know, like once you've played 100 hours, you're like, okay, my farms are so big by so big. The wheat farm has to be this by this. Like, I don't remember. Like, I know wheat's important. But there's like strawberries, but you, because you're gonna eventually have a distillery to make drinks. They're gonna drink from water, but you know, if you look around, there's like apples and oranges. Like it's a rich environment, so you don't have to worry too much about farming. What you don't want to do is start cutting down everything and be left with nothing. So, you know, there's like birch trees. See, let's, you know, you got different kinds of trees. What is pine, apple, oranges. So we're gonna cut a lot of it down just to clear the area so we can start farming, having a pasture. But eventually we're just gonna make some orchards. So that way it's guaranteed that we're always gonna have at least, you know, one of everything. What else do we want to do? Well, we're gonna have to level out the area. Sorry, it's foraging. So this is the grass. This is what the animals are gonna need. A little bit of a slow start, but I'm a little bit of a slow guy, so what can I say? So I think we're just gonna have like a giant stockpile. Just have everything in it. What you don't want though is mix in like it's gonna have everything except maybe like dirt and rocks. Yeah, that's about it. Maybe some logs, but we're gonna worry about that later. So again, right here, we're just gonna like cancel some of this. Like we don't want these orange trees to be cut down, right? But they, maybe they were set on forage. So, but either way, I'm not too worried about it. There's plenty to go around. So yeah, let's make some stockpiles. Kind of like looking around. Kind of wanted to like centralize a little bit. It doesn't need to be like super huge, but you know, it's gonna have everything. So it's not gonna have soil. It's not gonna have stone. And I actually might make a separate one for wood, but yeah, might as well. The thing is, the reason why you don't need it so big is because like you can start building crates and bags, and they actually hold a surprisingly huge amount of stuff. So you don't have to worry about having like a million stockpiles and whatnot. You know, just make sure it's like decently, like, you know, maybe like a 9x9, and just make sure to build some crates and a couple bags for your seeds. You should be fine for a long time. So we're gonna want one that has the wood. Stone. And well, you know what? The soil need a stockpile? Not really, right? We're just gonna leave it there. And I was actually thinking of doing the same for the logs and the stone, but we're gonna make our production's lives easier. So the most important thing, we're gonna have to set up our pasture. Is this a good place? You know what? Like, they're extremely important. You don't want them to die, you know? So you always want them protected. We're gonna put it there for now, but things are gonna like move around, change it up. We're gonna change it up and stuff like that. So, and yeah, there you go. Should be good for now. Pasture. Again, this is all gonna be leveled. You know, we're gonna get rid of some of these trees. Well, you know what? Not necessarily. As long as you start, because you can see that all the mountains and stuff like that have ramps, and as long as you get rid of those ramps, like you know, your gnomes or any other enemies, they can't go up or down. So basically, as long as you remove the ramps. But you look at something like here, like they can still come from back there. So, you know, we're gonna have to remove the ramps all around and stuff like that. That's why I'm saying, like, especially at the beginning, there's like a lot of terraforming, a lot of work to do. And we're always gonna have to keep an eye on them. Make sure nobody's idle. Make sure our production's always moving and stuff like that. And I know that you can make, like, give orders to your workshops, like always make sure that you have, you know, 6 planks, you know, for instance. So we're gonna, like, I don't really remember the orders and like, or what needs to be constantly in production and the order of importance and stuff like that. So those are going to be like little things we're gonna have to like relearn. I didn't went that deep into like min-maxing and stuff like that. You know, who knows? You know, maybe our yaks are gonna die and or we're not even gonna survive a year, right? So who knows? Who knows? So you can move around, you know. Just kind of like looking around. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to pass here, so we can just remove some of these ramps. So we're good on this area, but let's not worry about the mountains too much, just like the flatlands here. So we can just build another wall maybe somewhere here. This is what I'm kind of wondering about. Is this going to be enough space? Probably not. So, wow, eh? What's really cool here is, look at all this area over here. So as long as we put a wall back here, we can actually flatten a lot of like, let me spin it around here. Like, look how wide that is. You know, like, we can build our farms like, you know what would be even cooler? Like, we just make it like 1 or 2 levels up. So we could just put some stairs here. And so instead of like terraforming it like either flat to the ground, we can like have some little hills and stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm kind of thinking of doing that. Why not, right? Yeah. And you'll notice, you know, there's different trees, so every tree is a different color, and there's different types of stone. And whenever you know, say you want to make a plank, well, you can say like, hey, make a pine plank, and it'll have a certain color. And so, like, let's say if you want to build a certain workshop, or you know, a workshop needs a stone blade and you know, a wooden workbench. Well, you can choose those colors. So just another kind of like cool little thing. And your walls, you know, you can make them all the same color and stuff like that. And I've seen some like really incredible forts, like gnome forts and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I don't really have like the big, like the best aesthetic eye, but I'm still gonna try my best. And also what would be cool is if we could have them all the enemies like kind of funnel from one direction. You know what I'm thinking right now? You know, we can have them funneled right here. And on these mountains, we can actually use them as like guard towers, maybe. You know, we can maybe like, and this is gonna be like middle to later game, just have like what are they called, ramparts, you know, the walkways along walls, and it's almost as if they did it for us already, you know. That's hilarious. All right, so we got our stockpiles. We're gonna cut some trees. We got 2 mine picks, so we might as well do a little mining. I think we're just gonna start removing some of the ramps. And you know what, like, and as soon as everything's kind of more neatly terraformed, it's gonna be a lot easier to see, because it's just gonna be like one flat mountain wall, you know what I mean? So just remove sorry, I don't want to remove all of them because I still need them to go up to remove some of that stuff. There you go. Sorry, I gotta remember. Okay, Z levels is mouse wheel, and control mouse level is zoom. All right, let's keep that in mind. What we can do, maybe like, I'm just gonna be quiet for just a sec. I'm just gonna like, because you know, like some of the best what are they called? Not masons, but the people that do like marble statues and stuff like that. They normally just like, apparently what they do is like they just step back and look at the block and kind of like just imagine like what they have to cut away. So not to be cheesy, but I'm just gonna take 1 second. I didn't really eat that much today, so I'm gonna take a couple bites to eat, but I'm gonna kind of like look at what we have to work with and how we're gonna be carving it down a little bit. So just give me 1 sec. I'm just gonna be muted because I don't want to chew in your ear, right? So cool. what I was kind of thinking instead is let's kind of carve out what we need and then let's let them loose, let them do their thing. And as soon as we got another order to give, we'll pause the game, give it to them. But while they're working, we can either stare at them or I don't know, listen to them chop trees. I don't know. Yeah, so that's going to be something important that we're going to have to give them. That's where your animals are going to go to eat. But until we get one of those, basically it's our gnomes are going to be hand feeding them. So I think what's gonna have to happen is anything that's behind the wall, the ramps are gonna be removed, and or you know, inside the wall is what I mean. No, sorry, everything out, all the ramps outside the walls are gonna have to be removed, and whatever's inside the wall, it's not a big deal, right? So like this right here, we don't have to worry about that right now. That's not a priority. So this is kind of what I mean about not having played in a while and stuff like that. Kind of figuring things out as we go. So these aren't no, you know what? I'm completely wrong. Because for the beginning, like I can't build my wall out here. That's too much area to cover. We're gonna have to keep kind of things tight knit for now. So yeah, we are gonna have to remove some of these ramps after all. So I'm just gonna give the order again. Yeah, because I'm thinking of like just building it like, you know, maybe just right there. So I have a couple trees in case we need to get some of the apples and stuff like that. Because what's gonna happen is if we remove all these, like, yeah, okay, the goblin's gonna be right here, but he's not gonna be, at least he won't at least be able to come into our fort. So yeah, basically redoing exactly what we removed. You know what? I think that's good for now. I'm just gonna take a couple bites. And I'm gonna keep an eye on the game too. But again, if you have, let me know. Actually, I just remembered what's kind of cool about this one. Like even when your gnomes aren't in the military, they can still wear armor. You know, so because I'm thinking whenever my army was specialized, all my villagers had like leather or bone armor, but all my military guys had like the metal stuff. So So I was like, why is this villager wearing armor? You know, it's because everybody's part of the military, and he's just the fastest one. He's not supposed to be wielding that sword, though. Who this is? Are we gonna have to banish someone already? No, I'm just joking. But copper sword. Let's take another look at our military. So both have basic formations. They're all composed of basic soldiers. And okay. And what we want to look at is the scavengers. Okay. That makes sense now. And if I'm not mistaken, let me just take a quick look at the other ones too, real quick. Yeah, see, if you look like at the chitin, it's like you can kind of see it's like the villagers, because they're not holding any weapons or anything. Yeah. Nobody else is gonna use a sword. He wants to carry it around. Totally up to him. Go for it. But at the beginning, I'm using torches. We just want to make sure that we're safe. No, because as soon as something approaches, we're gonna send all our dwarves to go and kill it. So that's why we want everybody to have a torch, so they can see at night. And eventually they'll all have weapons, you know? One thing I just far, nothing too exciting, guys. Mostly cutting down trees. As soon as those trees are cut, that's exactly where I'm gonna be putting my farms. So, just kind of waiting for those guys to finish their thing. And the miners are actually really quick. So we're gonna give them a couple more orders coming up. So just to give you a quick overview of some of the workshops. Start off with the crude one. And then I wish I could talk like as if I knew what I was doing here, but I know you got to do the crude. It's like, do we make the wood carver or the carpenter first, or is it the sawmill? No, I'm pretty sure that oh, we need wood. Stone. My bad. Okay, well, we saw some up here, so let's go grab some real quick. You know, you don't want to dig yourself into a hole, right? So we're just gonna make sure our dwarves are always nice and safe. So just to give you an idea of the mining too, there's always a floor and the wall. So like the block, that's the square, the squares you see, it's composed of two things. It's the floor and the wall. So if you mine, your guys are still going to be able to like walk above, like it's just going to be a tunnel. But if you want to terraform, you have to like dig it down, or you could just remove the wall or the floor and then remove the wall. But it's just much easier to just start digging down. So that's what I suggest people do. Yeah, you always got to be really, this kind of like one of the things that you'll notice with Gnomoria, you know, not that it's janky, but you have to like really make sure that you're covering all your angles when you're digging down, because see, like I just dug myself kind of like into the floor there, I think. Yeah, see, and there no ramps or anything going up, so it's kind of like that kind of stuff that I'm talking about. But you know, right here we'll be fine. So we're all right so far. Let's just keep it going. Right now, I'm already concerned because too much idling. We need to get those workshops and those farms going as soon as possible. You know, it's too bad that we only start with 2 axes and 2 pickaxes, but this is exactly the kind of stuff that I wanted to avoid. But that's what I was talking about, like, you don't need the biggest stockpiles in the world. You know, we already cut down like a huge section of the forest, and we barely used up any of the stockpile. Like a little floaty island. Just want to check it out. It's kind of weird, eh? Okay, it's part of the other mountain. Okay, cool. Because I was worried, I was like, oh, are we gonna have to go up and cut these trees down and harvest this stuff? And so far, so good. So, should be good. Let's build that workshop. Are we that picky for logs? Not right now. No, I shouldn't be too worried about the placement right now, because these things are so simple to build that if you don't like it, just destroy it and build another one wherever you like. Because you know what, I think does it even need to be inside? No, actually, technically, all our guys could, they could just live outside their whole lives if they wanted to. Because it doesn't seem like they have mood. Cool, so we don't have to worry about mood. But we do have to make sure they have a, you know, a place to rest. And what we're gonna need is to make just some normal, regular straw beds for now. But where am I gonna want to have my entrance? It's kind of like right here, right? But what we can do is just like, where am I gonna build? Where am I gonna build? Because all we're gonna have is like right now we're just gonna dig like a 1, 2, 3, 6 by 6, and because all we need right now is to make rooms. You know what? Do this for now. Okay, yeah. See, Dwarf Fortress is more like a 5 by 5, but I always forget this one's more like they use pair numbers. But we're not gonna want to have two like that. We're just gonna want to have like a simple door. Yeah, you know what? That's good enough for now, right? Cool. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to do freaking ASMR, by the way. Like, I'm like, all right, what should we do? I'm just kind of like in that kind of chillax mood, you know what I mean? So. Kind of caught myself. I was like, you know, like, whoa. Are you trying to like seduce me? Like, all right, let's keep going here. Perfect. Oh, there it is. I was like looking for the workshop. I'm like, Jesus Christ, where is it? Like, it's the simplest thing in the world. So I know we're gonna need a stonemason. So let's build one right now, because it's gonna tell us what we're gonna need. Like, what about a simple... Yeah, see, like, in order to make a chair and a table, we're gonna need the carpenter and blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, definitely gonna need the stone cutter. No? Yes. No? Yeah. No? Yeah? No? Yeah, because we're gonna need to make a chisel. Yeah, I think it's, oh, okay. Chisel chair. Now, is it the stone carver? I think it's the stone cutter, actually. So we're gonna need chisel, chair, workbench. All right, perfect. Just want to make sure they're using like more or less similar it doesn't even matter, especially not at this point. Oh, no, that's cool. Does it for you. Isn't that kind of cool? For workbench. All right. So one of the idle dwarves is at least gonna have something to do. And I think we can start making some farms. There you go. All right, so we're gonna want our wheat. And when it's going to come down to the rest, they're going to be a lot smaller than those. So that already, that gives us 95 just for that one square. So it's more than enough. And we actually only have 32 seats right now. So yeah, we actually said we were going to make it up here, but you know, again, everything can change in a moment's notice. All right. Cool. And what we're going to be doing is also doing a lot of harvesting. It's been so long. So these two rooms is what's going to give us the most wealth. Okay, I was wondering, I was like, why do you even need to give them like a bedroom? Better sleep. Increased happiness, so they do have happiness. I knew it couldn't be this easy, you know? Okay, cool. So default uniform? We'll just put scavengers. Oh yeah, that's why we need to make the pine orchards and stuff, like the pine, start growing pine and birch and stuff like that, because you get all sorts of different things out of those trees also. Maple, you get syrup, so. But what about the oak one? I think it's just normal wood, but I think it's like a dark, actually I think it's the nicest tree color. Because the birch is like, well, it just depends how you want to like coordinate your kingdom. How do you want it to look? So yeah, see, we can't do anything with those. But let's start forging some of these. Some of these. You know, once we basically want enough turnips. Oh, those are actually strawberries. It's just another version of the apple or orange. Nothing too exciting. So you don't. So a little bit like Dwarf Fortress also. There is wildlife. So you might think you're safe because you're not getting raided by goblins. But there might be, you know, some wildlife just around the corner, and they're just as dangerous as the goblins. I'm kind of wondering, like, what is this? It's just I guess it's just a little decoration thing, so it doesn't really matter. That mount is so complicated. Oh, the not built yet. We'll just give it a second. You know, I think this would make a better YouTube series. And actually, that kind of gives me an idea. And sometimes I play games, even if it's my day off or if I don't stream. First, I'll usually play games while I watch streams. So wouldn't this be perfect? Like what I could do is during the days that I don't feel like streaming, I could just record a YouTube video. And during times like these, we would just edit that out, right? Okay. I see how the streamers do it now. I see their little scheme. No, I see how they kind of do it now. But I always found it so weird how they give themselves a schedule. Oh. Not really understanding this right now. Why haven't they started building yet? So they have the chisel. They have the logs. And why is he just standing there? Probably because we can't even fucking make planks right now. So we're probably need to make this one. Any table, any chair. But if we can't make planks, yeah, you can make planks. Okay, so I think whenever you get the sawmill, you'll be able to make like, you know, 2 or 3 planks out of 1 log instead of 1 plank, 1 log. Alright. So we need 6 planks. Make a workbench. and 4 to make a chair. So let's just make sure that we always have 10. Boom, bam. Just get rid of that one. For chair, I crewed workbench. So you don't have a chair? I mean, bro. I don't know. Maybe it just wasn't in the correct order, or maybe I missed something, so might have made a mistake. I think we can rename these dudes. So if you want one named after you, let me know. All right. We're getting planks. We're getting somewhere. Cool. Yeah, I was looking for slow pace, but maybe it's a little too slow paced. Not too sure how often we'll play it, but we'll see. Kinda can't wait till we get kinda like attacked. I shouldn't say that. You know, careful what you wish for. Kind of wondering how high we want to go with our kingdom. Well, you know what? Let's do it like that instead, right? I know we're cutting a few of these, but Here you go. Couldn't find forage. I don't know why I can't remove that one. I just... boom? What if I just do it like that? You know, I really want these to be built as fast as possible. Just one. Maybe because they have the worst. Like carpentry skill or whatever. Myrtle. All right, Myrtle. You know what? Let Myrtle cook. No, leave Myrtle alone. Stop bullying Myrtle. This one's a classic. Anyways. I'm a dummy. Just had it on normal speed. But that's kind of how I'm functioning right now. Just normal speed. Like 3 planks? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay. Like 3 planks? Hold on. I mean... So we're gonna need another... Excuse me. So you always know something like this is gonna happen, right? But I'm just gonna make another one. I don't remember making 2 though. It's ridiculous. I'm thinking they have like the worst skill in the world. I mean, can't be that bad, right? Okay, skill. And let's just look at this person instead. Yeah. See, that's why. It just sucks. So yeah, buddy, you wanna get yourself off that mountain? Give it to Merle. Nah. Kind of makes me think, you know, maybe we should have gone just specialized right off the bat. I mean, this has been way worse than a gnome that decides to go to bed. And I think that has a lot to do with it too. So let's increase the size of our stockpile right now. So can I do something like that? Yeah, perfect. I'm so mad at Myrtle right now. Like, I don't even want to see her face. Like, you're gonna keep that helmet on for the rest of the game. I'm thinking this will be like our grand hall. It's like, you know, the entrance. We'll have all sorts of pillars and more pillars and more pillars. Okay. So for next time, seeds or all this food can't go in this stockpile. Well, I'm okay. So we just want meals. Produce? Okay. Yeah, just wine beer. It's all this ingredients crap. There you go. We'll increase it once again. Like, excuse me, like, but what the fuck? What are these goddamn pages? Okay, why? What the fuck? I mean, like, are you trying to give me a heart attack? Hopefully that helps. But it's these little stupid things like that, you know? Like, I literally don't remember what this is. Doesn't make sense. But we're gonna get through it. I keep forgetting how fast our gnomes are now working, so I'm like, we got plenty to do. Next thing you know, we're done, buffs. So yeah, all right. There we go. That's funny. I feel like I could literally be playing 2 games right now. Which actually gives me a good idea. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Jigsaw something. It's like some free puzzle. It's like, you remember those classic like cardboard puzzles, right? Just put all the pieces together. Pop one of those open in the chat, or like link it to the top, because it's multiplayer. That'd be fun. And so while we're kind of like waiting like this, at least it would give people something to do. Yeah, I think that might not be a bad idea. And at least give me something to do too. What other games are there? Well, we were playing that fishing game the other day. You got Pokemon. I don't know. I'm sure there's all sorts of things to download. Just kind of working on some of the panels this week. Do an about me, couple graphics. Oh yeah, it's coming along well, slowly but surely. Still building up that profile, right? Okay, so I think the season just changed, right? Unless it auto saves every 7 days, so I'm gonna assume that's what it was. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna do some clippings with yeah, all these trees here, so at least we'll have the pine and the maple, and we can do 2 little orchard things. So basically they just cut some of the branches. It doesn't kill the tree, but let's say if you did a clipping, well, basically what's going to happen is the branches are going to have to grow back, and then you'll have, whether it's like the maple or the pine or the fruit trees. So the clipping, it kind of like doubles the growth time of whatever you harvest from the trees. Think we can still do something like that? Like, is it absolutely gonna wait for the planks? Because what I'm gonna have to do is gonna have to do like 4 plank chair, 6 plank workbench. So I think that's gonna have to be the game plan. You know, it's kind of funny because like this is like 10 years ago, right? But that was the state. Like that's how it evolved. Now, if you look at like Dwarf Fortress with the manager, you wouldn't have this problem. So literally, we would have to do like craft to floor. Oops. Like that. It's pretty interesting. I think we needed 2 more. I'm just assuming. So literally this has been like super useless because nobody's been going to it. Oh. We just had to make planks forever. You know, I'm gonna assume it was on craft 2. I'm almost sure that wasn't the case, but whatever. Kind of like squint your eyes. You're gonna, it's gonna work this time, right? You're not gonna like fuck me, are you? I must have put us back. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Did it put us back all that much? At this pace, I don't think so. Because it's not like it's a race against time. You know, we haven't increased the value of our fort. Spring. Kind of forgot about the seasons. It's first 7th day of spring. I mean, just have to make sure there's enough grass for, and there's no grass. Okay. Build a farm. You know, real quick. Let's hit the brakes, you know. 1 second here. Because it looks like there's like grass, like let's just grab what we can. You know, don't panic, don't panic. Everything's fine. It's like, no, we're gonna, it's like this, the first week of spring has ended. Oh, we're not gonna make the winter. We're doomed. It's like we haven't even, like, we just planted our crops, bro. Alright. I wanted to start keep carving this out. Yeah, see, now we're not gonna be able to get here, so we're gonna have to like Bum, 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 bum. Like that, I think. It's like a little hidey hole in the ground. Oh! Sorry, I'm like physically cringing. How many have died? But if they have the picks, how the fuck am I supposed to go and get them? We like just lost our fucking picks. Like we just fucked our game. That's what I mean, it's like finicky, right? Yeah, I'm pissed. Can we reload? See how far back it goes. It's like, can I load my game that you just fucked me over? No, you have, like, if you want to leave. Let's export a couple of these professions, actually. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. So at least those are done. Time's at 4:30. Just gonna stop it here. Well, at least I gave you a better idea of what Gnomoria is. Oh shit, bro. Like, how fucked is that, eh? So what's gonna have to, you can't just remove the ramps like that from like multiple levels. You're gonna have to just do the dig down. It's the only way to do it. Or else this happens. Because he just like removed those ramps and he like fucked himself over. Like, I don't remember it being like that though. Bro, I'm like pissed. Let's I'm gonna like screw it over. I'm gonna like close it. See if I can load it back up. Like do like a Control-Alt-Delete close it kind of like thing. So just give me a sec. Like it literally just saved. And it's like definitely not gonna give us like autosave, you know what I mean? We'll check. I'll be back in a bit. Give me like, well, you know what? I'm not gonna say I'll be back in 15 minutes and like come back in 15 minutes. Oh no, sorry guys, the game's completely fucked. I'm just gonna end it here. So I'm just gonna like do it right now. I'm just gonna restart it. It'll take a minute. And if we have to end it here, I'll just end it here. So bad, bro. Alright, I'll be back. Give me 1 second. the games. I got. Well, we can't do auto saves. Well, we need to do like. If you're gonna do auto saves, give me multiple saves, all right, buddy? You're gonna like fuck me over by like, okay, I told it to autosave. No warnings, no nothing. You know, buddy can't tell me like, hey, you know, I'm thirsty. And it's like I was showing you those angles, eh? But I've never had this issue before. Well, we're gonna end it here on a positive note. But what I'm actually gonna do is I'm actually gonna start a new game and check some of the settings, because I really wanted to play this. And even if I don't stream it, I'm probably gonna play it myself. So, because honestly, it is a good game. I liked it. It's chill. You know, it might not be the best stream. It's probably not a good game to stream. At least it was just a small 2-hour stream, right? It's not like a 5-hour stream where we might have killed a goblin, you know? But at least now I see a couple of the mistakes I did. And it's always like this for these games, right? You look at Dwarf Fortress. How many times did you flood your base? Actually, how many forts did I build in Dwarf Fortress? How many times did I restart my map in 7 Days to Die? You know? So, I guess it's just another one of those streams. You live and you learn. But I'm gonna be playing this again. Probably right now. I just closed the stream. But yeah, we'll just end it here. But I might actually bring it back later on, just to show like some of the progress. Maybe like once the military's built, we got a couple more workshops going on. Because that crude workbench and just getting those first 10 planks was brutal. Because I think what happened is we built 10 planks, or we built like the 10 planks, and then we built maybe the chair, and then we built another 4 planks, or no, it would have, yeah, until we had 10, and then it built the workbench, you know, like. So you gotta have to like split it like that. Sorry, I'm just kind of thinking. I'm gonna think about this because what I'm thinking, like just some of the order. Because I think I can just put it at 6 planks. And then like 1 chair, 1 workbench. But I'd rather do the 4. No, because it would do 4, and then no, it would just do it until we had 6. Okay, sorry, I'm mumbling to myself and thinking to myself. So this is the kind of stuff I'm going to be thinking of and trying out and testing out. But thanks for everybody that came out. You know, at least it gave you a little taste of what Gnomoria is. Don't get a bad taste in your mouth leaving this. I know I kind of like. I was pissed, but it's just because I'm pissed because I didn't want to end it here, because I wanted to play more. But these things happen with these. It's like a little bit harder than, like it's a stepping stone towards Dwarf Fortress. And you know, if you were to jump into Dwarf Fortress, I mean, this was just a little mistake. I mean, you can have cataclysmic mistakes in Dwarf Fortress where it just wipes like your whole progress of like, maybe you were playing for a couple days, you know, and then a legendary creature comes in and just, you know, keep dropping these F-bombs, but defeats, yeah, I was gonna say that, F-bomb your whole military. No, you know, or maybe you get raided. A million things can happen in Dwarf Fortress, and this is actually just a little thing that, you know, could have easily have been prevented, and that's what I'm going to be testing out. Also, like with the crude workbench, we could have had a lot more done by now. I think just these little mistakes where if I knew like those index pages, I mean, I'm gonna have to Google that. What the hell is though? What the hell is that? Those index pages? Like, are we supposed to put that? Like, isn't that supposed to be like a codex? Like, did we like disassemble a book or something? So, anyways, I have a lot of questions. But again, thanks guys. I'll see you next time. Peace. Oh yeah, and one more thing. I'm just joking. Peace out, guys.